So since we are wrapping up E month, here's what you're going to see in the words that you're going to encounter in our lesson today. You're going to see some single E's with another vowel in the next 1 or 2 spots, and you know that that first E is going to say E. Sometimes the companion vowel is going to be an EE. Sometimes the companion vowel is going to be an E, consonant, final, silent E. Sometimes the companion vowel will be an EI. That will come after a C. Well, no, in this lesson it probably will come after several different things because I'm teaching your subconscious to see that as a unit, that EI as a unit, so that you will know what it says. It follows the tab 2 rule. If you forget, that E will say E because one of the next 2 letters is another vowel. You're also going to see Y at the end of multi-syllable words. Y's at the end usually say E when they're at the end of longer words like that. EY will also spell the E sound at the end of longer words. That usually comes at the end of, right after an N, a K, or an LL. All right, so we get practicing. Let me share my screen. Here we are. Wait a minute. Did it stop sharing? I think it did. Let me try again. There we go. Okay. Can you see this? So our words look a little intimidating, don't they? But that's just at first glance. We know enough now to know how to break these words up into meaningful segments. You know enough now so that you know exactly what each vowel is going to say. So it might look a little intimidating at the beginning, but after we break it down, it's going to be much more accessible. So we know that this first E is going to say eh, because the next 2 letters are consonants. We know that the second E is also going to say eh for the same reason. And then this EI is spelling the E sound. It still follows the tab 2 rule. E is saying E because there's a vowel 1 or 2 doors down. So our sounds are f, m, p, e, m. That's a lot, so we'll do successive blending, one sound at a time. F, fm, fmp, fmper, fmpre, fmpreme, fmpreme. Do you want to try it on your own? Go ahead and try number 1 over here without me. Go for it. When you have a 3-syllable word, and how did I just know by looking at that word that there was 3 syllables in it? I knew because there were 3 vowels that didn't touch. You can kind of see how many syllables are in a word just by glancing, by knowing if there are 3 vowels that don't touch or how many vowels there are that don't touch. So I can see that this is a 3-syllable word because here's a vowel, and here's a vowel sound. When you have a 3-syllable word, usually that first syllable is going to be accented or said stronger or with more emphasis. Like you'll notice on number 1 over here on this side, I said fmpreme, with this syllable accented. I said it more strongly or with more emphasis, fmpreme. So you can practice that on your word over here with this first syllable being accented, since that's typically the syllable that's accented in a 3-syllable word. Okay? Does that change the way you pronounce the word? All right, so our sounds are t, n, E, N. Let's just blend those one at a time. Etenstein, 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 Steen, sorry, N at the end. Did you notice that I accented the first syllable? Etenstein, Etenstein. Accent means just said with a little bit more emphasis, a little bit more intention at that first part of the word. Etenstein. How'd you do on Etenstein? For both of these examples, I'm having issues knowing when it's a short E versus a schwa sound. Sounding E at the beginning. Well, that's a good question. So E is rarely going to change to the schwa sound. I mean, it does. It's sometimes at the beginning, sometimes toward the end if the last letter is an L. But the schwa sound and the short E sound are kind of similar, so I can see how you would wonder which one it is. I want the short E sound today in all instances. When we are reading a short E sound, if the next two letters are consonants, I want that jaw kind of dropped and your mouth in that E shape. The shapes are different from E to A. That's a schwa sound. That's a very lazy sound. It's the laziest sound that your mouth can make. So there's no muscles being used in your jaw to open it or shut it. It just hangs there and your tongue is just hanging out in your mouth. And it just is the laziest sound you can form. You have to move your mouth out, your lips out a little bit to form that sound. Versus you have to actually use the muscles in your mouth to form the sound. So in all of the short E sounds today, we're going to be intentional about that sound. Does IE say E too? It can in some instances, and we'll probably learn about that next month in I month. Okay, let's try number 2. So number 2, I have a short E right there because the next two letters are consonants, and here's that EY. EY will often come after an L like that, and it follows the tap 2 rule. It's going to say E because one of the next two letters is another vowel. Y is a vowel when it's not the first letter. So our sounds are 3-letter consonant blend here at the beginning. Grab that R. S, T, R, E, M, P, L, E. Blending them all together. Stremply. Stremply. How many syllables are in this word? In the Q&A, put how many syllables are in this word. How many do you think? Right. There are 2 syllables because you can see at a glance that there are 2 vowels that aren't touching. So when you have a 2-syllable word like that, usually the first syllable is still accented. Same with a 3. 2 and 3, the first syllable is usually accented. So I'm going to put my little accent mark right there above the E. So when I say this word, I'm going to emphasize that first syllable. Stremply. Stremply. Do that one on your own over here on number 2. Very good. Okay, so we know that this E is going to say because the next 2 letters are consonants. We know that this EY is going to say E. That's a vowel team that says E, but you also don't have to wonder what it's going to say. You can tell because of the tap 2 rule. The E has another vowel after it. That Y is a vowel if it's not the first letter. So our sounds are P, L, E, F, R, E. Accenting that first syllable, we have plethry. Plethry. Give me a Y or an A for yes or almost. How did you do on plethry? Plethry. Good. Lots of Y's. That's good to see. but there's also several A's. Don't you feel a bit bad if it's an A? A's are still A's. They're still almost, and that's progress. All right, let's try number 3. Go ahead and read number 3, the first one here, on your own. Yeah. Yeah, so this first E is going to say right? Because of those 2 T's right there. This double E, you know, says E because of the tap 2 rule. So our sounds are t, E, m. Blending them together. Team. Accenting that first syllable, right? Because it's a 2-syllable word, so we're going to accent that first team. Team. What would it have said, just for fun, if there was only 1 T in that word? Then it would have said E-team. That first E would have had to have changed to a long E sound. E-team. Good. I want you to skip this second number 3 over here and come down to number 4. Try this first number 4. All right, so we know that this first E is going to say because of the tap 2 rule. Here is our EI that also follows the tap 2 rule. EI is a grapheme that says E. And we know that Y at the end of a longer word usually says E. So our sounds are t, Make sure you articulate each one of those sounds. Don't let it turn into a chur. Make sure it's a tur. P, O, E, S, E. Here's what's going to want to happen. An R or an L might want to slip in after your F. So focus on your mouth shape right there. And don't let an R or an L sound come between that F and that Y, because that's going to be tempting for your tongue to do. Okay? So successive blending, we have t, tur, tre, trem, tremp, tremple, tremply, trempleef, trempleefy, trempleefy. How did you do? Y or A? Yes or almost on trempleefy? Good. That's a lot of Y's. It looks hard, but it was easy. That's right. Isn't that amazing how it might look intimidating, but because you have the tools now to understand how it's going to be read, how those sounds are going to be pronounced, and in what order, you're in control of that word. It's not in control of you. For the last 5 minutes, let's come down here to the extra practice, and I want you to pick which one you want me to do with you before I send you off on your own. Any requests? 7, it is Joe, you got it. All right, everybody try number 7 on your own, and then I'll come back after you. Okay. All right, we know that this first E is going to say because of the tap 2 rule. Here is our EE grapheme that says E, and here is our Y at the end of a multi-syllable word that's usually pronounced as E. So our sounds are f, n, p, o, e, m, e. one sound at a time. Fr, fre, fren, fren, p, fren, pull, fren, pulley, fren, pleem, fren, pleemy, fren, pleemy. How'd you do on fren, pleemy? Y or A? Yes or almost? For fren, pleemy. Look at that. I love the exclamation points, Kaylee. That's beautiful. That's a lot of Y's, my friends. Look how good you're doing. Holy smokes. You're amazing. Is there anything on this page that scares you? Or do any of these words intimidate you? If so, put the number in the Q&A and let's do it together before I send you off on your own so that you can see that it's really accessible. It's not intimidating after all. All right, number 9. Try number 9. You've got this. You've got this. You've got this. All right, so our first E is going to say E, right? Because there's a vowel 1 or 2 doors down. Do you remember in last class, I got that so wrong? I thought that it was a short vowel and it was a long vowel, and you guys corrected me on that. Make sure that you correct me when I make egregious mistakes like that. But I'm pretty sure that this E is going to say E because it follows the tap 2 rule. This E also follows the tap 2 rule and says eh. Same with this E, says eh. Y at the end of a longer word usually says E. Sounds. L, E, P, E, N, T, R, E, F, E. One sound at a time. There's a lot to grab. Let's do lee, leap, leape, leapen, leapent, leapenter, leapentre, leapentref, leapentreffy, leapentreffy. How did you do on leapentreffy? Y or A? Yes or almost? Leapentreffy. James, thank you for the kind word. For the kind words. I appreciate that. Leapentreffy. I'm going to say about half and half. Half of you found leapentreffy. You were able to do it without me. And those of you that put almost, I bet that you were able to grab it after I did it with you. Right? If that was the hardest one on the page and you were able to get it after I helped you with it, then that is progress. And now you can go and do all of those other words, those extra practice words without me, and you'll be just fine. If you can do the hardest one, you can do those rest without me. Okay, my friends, that is our time for today, but it has been such a pleasure working with you today and reviewing what we have learned about E. Next time I see you on Monday, we'll be in a new month. We'll be in I month, and that will be a whole new ball of fun. So have a wonderful weekend, and I will look forward to seeing you on Monday. Bye, everybody.